And we are back for the third installment of the basement. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff down here. Oh my god. We gotta get to the Joe stuff up for sale soon. This came from a guy who actually worked at Fox. And they sent him this entire thing, and he was high up there. All sealed figures, dead stock. He just tossed it in the corner. He's like, whatever. Just the weird things that showed up on your radar when you post buying stuff, you know? I did actually go through all the G.I. Joe vehicles. They're not all 100% complete, but I was like the best of what I had in the collection, just one of each, and purge the rest. Maybe I kept like 3 Hiss tanks. That's about it. I'm going to have to get rid of this. We're going to go through those shortly. But yeah, there's just too much. But right now, we're going to focus on this shelf. And we're trying to keep this episode down to like 10 to 15 minutes. None of this 24-minute crap. The editing process, I literally, my brain's melting. I'm like, is this even funny or is this even fun? I don't know. And I take a long break and you're like, oh man, I don't know what to do. Just post it. So, what do we got? What do we got? Interesting. Looks like some bad investments. I don't even know what's down there. I really don't. So let's start at the top. We already did Battle Bones. We have... Ooh, where the hell is he? Alien Real Action Series. So this is... Look at that. Little Takara sticker right there. That is a sticker that I only see once in a while for like a one-day license. So what that refers to is this piece, not necessarily, this should be a MediaCom, but I mean, it's so generic, so maybe it was for when I first brought these out. So in Japan, at a certain shows, let's say, I can't even remember then, at Superfest and Wonderfest toy show, especially Wonderfest, where they had a lot of kits and models and so forth, you could approach and talk to someone at Takara or the other companies and say, I have crafted this toy / model kit / whatever garage statue, and I'd like to license it with you guys. They look it over, and you could be granted a one-day license where it is legit, and it can always be sold at that show for that one time only, that one day. Isn't that crazily awesome? So I've seen this before, like a Japanese other pieces from Takara, but not on this. I'm kind of taken aback by this. So this was a posable alien in there. It was like the first attempt at making a really nice think of like very early Hot Toys, but still sucks. But for the time, it was pretty damn cool. The limbs were just crazy loose, but I don't know what the hell the alien is. He's just lurking around here, ready to kill me. Probably should be looking up, actually. Yeah. Let's go to some Dragon Ball Z. Big DBZ collector. I should have focused more on getting everything towards the end. Pretty much like everybody else, I was collecting, and then it got to like GT stuff and the finale, the rarest figures from Jax, and I was like, you know what? I'll slow down and just not buy those, and that was dumb. So this is Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the most pissed off version. That was $12 at the store. I bought it from a collectible store years ago. And I was buying up a lot of the 12-inch / 10-inch, the size of these exactly. And you know what? It's okay to let these go. My Dragon Ball Z collection, I have a very nice loose one. Everything's not there. It's not a perfect collection, like a perfect sell. But I have a lot of tough figures, but not everyone, and that's okay. But for the 12-inch ones, it's okay to let these all go. They just, so many repaints, so many recolors, they really don't fit in my collection. And I don't want to be a completionist. I keep telling everybody, like, don't be a completionist. Don't have to buy it just because it says Dragon Ball Z on it. So we'll let this one go. I mean, most of these things are only like $50 each or less. So, but still, we need the space and stuff's got to go. We have, this was cool. This is what I always talk about when they reissue stuff. So this is the B-Wing from Power of the Jedi, and I got the little pilot in there. Very nice. This is what happens when you do things proper. So this is my opinion, and I cannot be wrong. But when you reissue a toy, it destroys so much. The markets, people's collections, people actually paid premium values for those vintage pieces. We can have a long argument about that. But they decided to take the original mold, brand new deco on it. Absolutely love it. And when you do this, the people that already own the original B-Wing will be like, hell yeah, I want that new one too. And then new collectors who don't even have a B-Wing at all would be like, that's just really cool. I'll buy that one too. So pretty much everyone's happy, and it doesn't affect the vintage market at all. And that's why I was really excited about seeing this one, because it's beautiful. Granted, I let it get yellowed a little bit, or just how things are, but it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to keep it because it's just beautiful. I don't think it's worth anything. It's just nice, just wonderful piece. And if I'm correct, and this is where my knowledge is a little bit off, they probably didn't do a B-Wing again in a special color based on the vintage molds ever again. Like, I don't know why they don't do it again. Like, do a blue one, do the A-Wing, do a A-Wing with the blue stripe down it. I mean, everyone will like that stuff, but you know how it is. They want the money. That's pretty much what it is. They come back and they're just like, oh, well, the original one sells for $125 loose complete, so we kind of want that Momo, so we're going to do an exact copy so we can capitalize on it. That's pretty much my opinion of that. Wow, I got sabers still down here. So this is the generic Jedi saber, which was always like most toughest to get. No, I had a brain fart. The orange saber from Clone Wars was the most uncommon to get. This Revenge of the Sith saber, and of course now how many other sabers that have been made by Hasbro, they used to fetch pretty fair amount of money, and I think the market's just dipped. So this is probably worth like $45, and the package is amazing. I mean, as a Star Wars person, you'd have to pause and be like, they actually cared about the product that they were selling. But as I said, I can't keep the world anymore. I can't keep every Star Wars variety of sabers from the 3 newer movies. Well, those newer movies. The prequels. And I just can't keep up, because if I do that, we have a house that looks like this. And, well, as they say, it owns you. So this will sell. That's great. Let it go. Get a couple things rocking out here. We have another saber. Look at this. So this is in the mail away box. Oh my God. If this was a vintage Star Wars piece in the mailer box, the value would be hundreds of dollars. But it is a Qui-Gon saber in the original box, and it's probably worth about $20, which is just how these things go, man. I mean, it's been, what, 2 decades plus, and no one's stopping to be like, oh my God, let's talk about Qui-Gon Jinn and just how freaking amazing he is. This is how it is. But speaking of amazing things, we have the Naruto paddle ball. Hell yeah. Who the hell do you know has one of these? I bet you nobody you know has one of these. And that is why I am a god. Because I have the Naruto paddle ball. Yeah, who made this thing? What kids want? Well, I mean, they got the license. Think about that too. Like, you're a company. I mean, just, this is kind of being rude, obviously, but it's like, you start up a company, you usually have an idea based around it. Like, oh my God, has anyone ever done this before? We should do this. And then you build it and you craft it, and maybe you'll be successful, maybe you won't. But this company was like, yo, let's make a freaking paddle ball. And they'll get licenses like Naruto and just put their images on it. They'll sell like hotcakes. You know what? And the funny part is, I bet you it did. And I will get rid of it, obviously. But it's just like, it's just crazy. I think that's crazy. If you're making Kurin daggers and it's put the Naruto package on it and they're just rubber little daggers, that would have sold like 1,000 times better. But they're like, no. We're going to go for the paddle ball. And it's like this old school like mentality thinking. I wouldn't doubt that company has been around for a long time, probably under a different name. So I'm moving the camera around a little too much. So speaking about badass toys, check this out. It is the Eco Jailer. I'm going to do it with one hand. Stop, Eco Villain. That talking Linka will always be in my mind forever. Smooth job, jerk. So yeah, one-handed, it's not working out so well. So this is the Eco Jailer from Kenner, not Tiger Toys, which is kind of actually confusing right now. So the Eco Jailer is one of the more uncommon vehicles to get from the Captain Planet series. I was about to say Captain Power. Forgive me. But that's one of the oddest things right now. So it's in English, but in Europe, especially Germany, Kenner was the distributor for Captain Planet. Even though Tiger Toys made it and produced it, they just put Kenner logos in the box. So I'm not sure where I picked this piece up. This one actually may have come from the former employee of Tiger Toys. I did meet up with one gentleman, and he had the garbage truck, which is exclusive to Germany, still in the package, German package, Kenner logo, everything. And I'm beginning to think this may have come from that. It's very hard to get. And is it played with? Yeah, that's played with. So I'm still pretty happy that I have one. I don't think I have a loose one, so I'm not gonna be upset here. I'm like, I don't have it sealed. That's just fine. The box is in okay shape. I got a cool, badass vehicle. I love the colors. I love the giant blue windows that they have in all the vehicles. I don't know what it's worth now. It should be worth a little bit, maybe like 85 to 100, but we're keeping that because that's pure, awesome 80s and 90s stuff. We have the rapid deployment. So speaking of rapid deployment, there we go, much better. This is from Evans. Look at that, $21.99. That's insane, and it was $6.99. So the first time Evans was like discovered by the 80s crew, it wasn't me, it was a person that I knew, and they went in there and they probably got like 12 rapid deployments, the vector base times like 6. There was tons of Sky Commanders there available, all dead stock just like this for $6.99 or cheaper. And I was the person who bought most of this stuff, and then I went in with them later on and bought more and more and more from Evans until we cleaned them completely out of all their 80s toys. But this is a toy line that's just really interesting. Everybody just really appreciates the figures mainly. The vehicles are just so funky. I just can't wrap my head around half of it. The line did not do well. It was unsuccessful. There was a series 2, and it's like they knew that the line sucked. So they were trying to make like different things for it. So they're actually going to make 2 creatures. A giant crustacean crab that can grab the figures, and a dragon with an elongated neck that can fire out a little harpoon and grab a figure and pull it back. I mean, they're already like, yeah, okay, we got a line, it's not doing well, but let's try to make it cooler and kind of stray away from that weird ass concept of gravity ropes. Yeah, even as a kid, I got one, and I was just like, nah, just play with the figure. But anyways, the market on these has gone up a little bit, shockingly, but this box sealed, even though it's got some wear to it, probably worth about $50-$60. We're keeping all the star compensate. Again, Sky Commanders, because it's just fun stuff, and I don't think I have a loose, nice one of that one anyways. We've got more, oh my God, we got more panels of this stuff. I have to go through the G.I. Joe and get rid of a flag. I really have to get rid of at least complete one, just dump it. Look at that. We got a clear shelf. It's a Christmas miracle. So we got Captain Britain and Shadowcat. Excellent. Big fan of Excalibur. Not a big fan of crushed packages. What is up with that? So we'll pack this one away. It's probably worth about $10 anyways. Here is Battle Armor Skeletor. So this is when He-Man was being reissued. A limited edition of 15,000. That is a hell of a lot of toys, period. And the reissue, there's some slight differences too. I can notice that it is a darker tone in the colors of plastic, but the fact they had the balls to just reissue everything so perfectly, the market has absorbed it. At least in the top corner, you can at least tell when they're out of the package that it is a reissue. Probably about $50, $60. And usually I like to keep a sample of stuff, but these days we just gotta let stuff go, man. We just gotta let stuff go. I think that's the only commemorative I have. We have the defeat of Dr. Doom. Ooh, kind of anticlimactic if the set is already called the defeat of Dr. Doom. So what kind of battle is there going to be if I already know he's going to lose? You know, how much imagination do I really have? I have none. Very neat set. Volcana and Reptile was produced in the 2-pack. I think it's just Volcana that's exclusive to this set. I might keep it. I don't know. I look at the rest of the stuff here, and I'm like, I'm definitely going to get rid of all this stuff pretty much. So keep a little. What do we have? Let's start wrapping this video up. What is this? Oh my God, it's a sealed case of Zoids. Hell yeah. I think this is the UK exclusives, and I'll picture them shortly. But what happened was, so a lot of the Hasbro Zoids towards the end got exceptionally rare. We're talking, we know the figures coming out. Some of it was advertised, some of it was not. And then some of the factories would have, like they made a couple cases or not at all. We don't know. We have no idea. And they would show up on eBay. Like there was a chrome Liger, and that went for hundreds of dollars, but we weren't sure it was going to release, so it ended up being unproduced. There were some that were only released in like Indonesia. I mean, it's crazy the rarity of the final series of Zoids. In the UK, there were two like power Zoids, like a praying mantis, and I forgot the other one. I think it was with an elephant, and I think that's what these were. And when they first came out, same thing. People were paying, I think, $150 a piece for them, and then slowly they came out, and then boom, the market just hit, and they all showed up at one time. So I think this is a sealed case of 4 of them in there, you know, each size there. And I think the market still hasn't even gone up. It just completely suffered to the point where this is probably worth about $25 each, which is fine. I was hoping it was like Star Wars, I can just dump it. I want to keep going, but the video has just been too long. But we got so much to go with all these cases. Power Rangers SPD. We have robotics down there. More turtles to go through. I don't know what the hell this stuff is over here. But Pen knows. Don't you, Pen? And we'll continue on a little bit later. And thank you guys for watching.